That's lazy.
It's not personal, son. It's strictly business.
Don't be too cool to say how you feel. Rag is on, my clothes is off, I'm in for real. TV on, I'm on my phone, I'm all alone. This could be the perfect time, so what you want? Oh, come slide on a real one. I know you got bitches, but I need attention. My body is different. You handle curves with precision, and I wanna feel good. I know you still could. I know you still could. I know you still could. Yeah.
It's not personal, son. It's strictly business.
It's some things I could do just for you. It could go down for real. Just make your move. Ooh, come slide on a real one. You know I adore you, do anything for you. It's nothing but for you. You come take all of that off and just let me explore you. You.
It's not personal, son. It's strictly business.
Welcome back, man, to another episode of the TRILLPILL podcast, man. I believe this is episode number, I want to say 111 or something like that, man. I'm your host, TRILLPILL, and today I want to talk about love and mental health. I got a few things I'm going to pull up. It's going to be a nice little time. A few things I'm going to, give you some information, and we're going to talk about a few of these things, and I would love your feedback. Make sure you follow me on I might say something else, but on Instagram, my bad, something took my attention. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and wherever you can find me at. My link is definitely on my YouTube page at the top right-hand corner of my banner. You guys can go ahead and follow me there. So you get the love and mental health, right? It's one of the things that I talked about a few times, but I'm gonna get a little bit deeper into it. I got a few perspectives, such as, is love a mental illness? Is love close to a mental illness? And you might be thinking, well, what the fuck is, like, what the fuck? And I got something for you, a nice little article that I picked up from the Wall Street Journal. I also have this right here, man, from siteguides.com. Everything that I will show you, including the music that you will see, the links will be in the description box. So make sure you go down to the description box of my YouTube and get those links, and hit those links, and go there, and so on and so forth. When you do hit those links to those pages, if the YouTube pages go ahead and say, hey, TRILLPILL sent me here, man, I would highly appreciate it, man. I just want to be able to facilitate this love with people that I find dope, things that I find dope, you know what I'm saying? People. But like I said, man, that first video was KO. Her name was KO, aka IBA, the illest bitch alive, man. Y'all go check out her album, Sincerely. It's on Spotify, Tidal, Apple, everywhere you can think of. Like I said, the link to her album and her socials will be in my description box, man. She's a very dope person. You know what I'm saying? I first seen her at the Dreamland Festival here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She got on the stage and blazed that shit. You hear me? I didn't get a chance to get no video because I was trying to get my Mac on in the crowd, but she got on stage and blazed that shit, man. And we think about women creating music with substance. I know there's a lot of things that don't have any substance. You know what I'm saying? A lot of just, you know, I mean, you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But with her, she has substance. She has range. You know what I'm saying? She has a beautiful voice, but she can also wrap circles around people, like wrap circles around women and men. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say wrap circles, I mean wrap circles. You know what I'm saying? And she's a very dope artist, man. Straight from Enid, Oklahoma, man. I ain't know they had that type of breed in Enid, Oklahoma. They had people that were so dope like that. You know what I'm saying? I done been to Enid, you know what I'm saying? But when she said she was from Enid, I was like, oh shit. But you gonna see her around pretty soon, man, on your TV screens. If you're Oklahoma City or Tulsa, y'all know who I'm talking about, because she buzzing out here. She be out here in these streets, man, doing her thing, man. You know, that's all I can say about it, man. She dope. The music dope. The whole album is dope. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't too many women that I would go riding around with the windows down. You know what I'm saying? Listen to, but KO for sure. I think she has one of the best albums that I've heard in the past year. And that's not me just saying that shit because I fuck with her just because I like to listen to music. And I listen to music that I can chill to and relate to, and it's different. And most of all, it's original. You know what I'm saying? And hey, man, that's all I can say about that, man. So y'all go check out KO. I got another video from her coming later on, but y'all just stay tuned. But anyway, getting to my topic, man. Love and mental illness. Romantic partnerships can be challenging even under the best circumstances. Just consider the fact that 40 to 50% of marriages in the U.S. end in divorce. Communication problems, trust issues, and conflict can plague even the strongest relationships. However, when one partner is dealing with a mental disorder, relationships can become even more complicated. This website right here surveyed more than 2,000 people in the U.S. to explore the effects mental disorders can have on relationships, comparing responses from men and women to see where these experiences and concerns diverge by gender. The respondents, they opened up about how forthright they are about their mental health and how supportive their partners are and which insecurities they encounter, which is very important in these relationships, right? As you all guys know, I've been through a whole relationship cycle. I talked about it plenty of times. You know, I don't have no problem talking about it because that's something that I'm not ashamed of. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with trying a chance at love and it not going right. The shit ain't no fairy tale. Some shit goes wrong. But one thing I can say is that if people are not upfront about the things that they're dealing with, the relationship will go down a spiral. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get past the stages of the honeymoon and all that shit where you just ignoring the red flags because you're so much in love or something like that, excuse me, what you're going to start seeing is you're going to start seeing the weak points of each other. And nothing is wrong with that. You guys are there to make each other's weaknesses the strengths. I believe that a relationships is a mirror. You know what I'm saying? So if you are already locked in and synced in with that person, there should not be a problem with telling that person what you're going through, how you're going through it, and going forth from there. You know what I'm saying? treating it. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, on one hand, like if I know in the music it sound good to hear, oh yeah, the the sexual healing and all that, but that shit don't work. That shit don't last. You know what I'm saying? I always say this about mental health. You can't smoke it away. You can't drink it away. You can't fuck it away. You can't love it away. You just can't. You have to go take care of yourself too, in order to be the best you. You know what I'm saying? As an individual, let alone part of a relationship. Like I said, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but as you can see right here, this is a nice little chart. It's a breakdown of survey of the respondents from the siteguys.com, the research that they had, and it's a very I want to say alarming, but it makes sense, right? Because this is out of 64% of total responses reported a mental illness. So out of the 100%, 64% actually reported a mental illness. So you see how it breaks down. 2.7% bipolar disorder, 1.2% borderline personality disorder, 0.6% of psychosis, 0.5% of narcissistic personality disorder, 0.2% of schizophrenia, 22.9% of anxiety. So I'm gonna get back to that later. That's the biggest one. Anxiety and depression. 21.3% of depression, 8.2% anger, 6.2% substance abuse, 5.9% addiction to sex or porn, 5.7% other addictive behavior, which is kind of, it's uncontrolled, I don't say uncontrolled, right, but it's just a varied shit. 5.3% ADHD, 5.1% eating disorder, OCD 4.3%, panic disorder 3.8%, sexual abuse 3.4%, and PTSD 3.3%. But anxiety and depression are by far the biggest ones, you know what I'm saying? I know those are some of the things that I dealt with. I want to say amongst a few things that I have myself, that I have to deal with myself. I'm totally just going to speak on myself. I don't want to make any assumptions or anything like that. But I can tell you from my personal experience and the marriage that I had and a couple of the quick relationships. I done had some quick relationships post-marriage where that shit was like, nah, bitch, you know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because certain things I just noticed that triggered me because of my previous relationship. You know what I'm saying? The insecurities, the anxiety, like a lot of those things, like anxiety or depression, are things that's are going to always be there. You just have to learn how to manage those things. There's never going to be anything where you're not nervous or not, you know what I'm saying, or not depressed about something that you lost or something that you just can't do. That's just certain things, that certain factors that are out here in this world that we deal with on a consistent basis, where you have to have the necessary tools. You have to put tools in your toolbox, and that's how I always explain to people. Like I said, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I'm not no doctor, none of that. But this is strictly off my experiences with mental health. I put it like this: mental health is like a toolbox. You got to have a toolbox to fix sometimes. Like, how you got your. It don't matter whether the car is an 85 Caprice or whatever, or 97 Monte Carlo or 2020 Chevy Impala. It doesn't matter. Sooner or later, that car is going to need to be serviced and fixed. So that's how I view mental health. Just like your car would need a oil change or brake change, or need some new tires, or you need this or need that. That's the same way that I view mental health. The exact same way. So therapy is important. Self-assurance is important. Self-care is important. And the longer you go without those things, the worse it's going to be, and the bigger the cost that you're going to have to pay in the long run. Same thing with cars. If your check light just came on, check engine light just came on, and you just like, oh fuck it, it'll be all right. Oh fuck it, it'll be all right. You keep fucking around, eventually you're gonna find out that it's not all right. You know what I'm saying? And those are some things that you have to look out for. And if you have a mate, you really should be able to be transparent with your mate, be transparent with how you're feeling in a relationship. My shit going off right now. Hold up, man. Everything should be transparent with how you're feeling in a relationship at all times. There are times where you have to say, hey, how are we doing? What is the state of our relationship? How are we feeling? If it's something wrong, how can we fix it? You know what I'm saying? If it's something, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, because it's always going to be something wrong. Like, y'all don't fall for that, oh, it just was perfect. No relationship is perfect. No marriage is perfect. Everything takes fine tuning. And that's what's wrong, I believe, in this society. It's the fact that everything looks perfect, but they know it's not perfect, but you want it to be perfect. Like, you want a fairy tale. Like, you want the Disney show. You want that shit that is not even fucking real. You know what I'm saying? And that's for everybody, not just women, but men too. You know what I'm saying? But back to the article. First, let's get a closer look at a survey respondents. Well, let's see. Anxiety, depression were the most common comprising over 44% of reported mental disorder, like I just said. Now, as far as the men and women, does your partner know you have a mental illness? Now, this is, on the little chart, and it's telling. As you can see, more men, the men's side is pretty much 50-50. The women's side is pretty much a 70-30 split, but a lot of the women says yes, and 26% say no. Some of the men said yeah, and about half of them said no. And that 48% for the men is something that I have been a part of, at a certain point in time. I didn't know I was dealing with certain things. I was dealing with until I had to go and get help, until I just noticed things were just different about me, how I reacted. I was kind of snappy. I was kind of, depressed. I wasn't sure about how this, how I was. I just was going. You know what I'm saying? I just had a one-track mind. I just was going and doing as I pleased without even caring about what my ex-wife was doing. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? She was noticing the changes in me and was like, nigga, you tripping. And I was like, no, I'm not. You tripping. You know what I'm saying? And for a long time, I was in denial because I had been through some things. My mother had passed away. I just, I was under the stresses of trying to grow a black, and keep a black family together, you know what I'm saying, and feeling inadequate and insufficient when I didn't have all the money that I wanted, or when I invested this money into this, you know what I'm saying. I was very selfish at one point, I was very selfish, and I had to get out of that. And through that, I also learned a lot about myself and a lot about the person I was in a relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned a lot about her and myself at the very same time. And I had to take that and look at it like, damn, if we don't get the mental health shit right, both our end, if everybody thinks they right, then who's going to be wrong? And that eventually end up being the problem. You know what I'm saying? If everybody thinks that they're right, who the fuck's gonna be wrong? That's gonna be friction every time between you and your woman, or you know what I'm saying, or whoever, you and your man, or however y'all get down out there, regardless on your whatever, it don't matter. That's going to be a problem in a relationship. If everybody thinks they right, then nobody's going to be wrong. Then there's going to be a problem, because somebody has to say, yeah, you know what, you know what I'm saying. Somebody has to be like, yeah, I'm wrong. But if everybody is stubborn as fuck, you know what I'm saying, and nobody thinks they wrong, then hey, it's gonna fuck up, and eventually that shit's gonna go down the fucking drain, and that's where you don't want it to go. You know what I'm saying? So if you are in a relationship, make sure you guys cherish that. Make sure you guys do whatever it takes to fix the things and fine tune the things, because I guarantee you, it's not as big of a problem if you nip that shit in the bud at that moment. The longer you let that shit harbor, the bigger the fucking problem you're gonna have, and it's gonna cost you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in a relationship and you have children, it's gonna cost you your family. If you are if you just in a relationship, y'all don't have no children, it's gonna cost each other's mental health, of course, along with the other shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be in a position to where, okay, if that one doesn't work, and you move on to a relationship where you're bringing all that extra shit from that past relationship into this one, then you have to give yourself time to heal properly. You feel what I'm saying? Now, another chart right here is waiting to share a diagnosis. How long into a relationship do you wait to tell your partner about your mental illness? Men 11.9%, women 12.7%. Under, I told him or her immediately. Less than 1 month, men it was 12.3%, women was 13%. Flat, 1 to 6 months for men it was 15.4%, women 13.3%. 6 months to a year, 4.8% for the men, 5% for the women, and more than a year, 6.2% for the men, and 5.4% for the women. Disclosing treatment, 50-50 for the men, you know what I'm saying, and women 72-28. So it's about the same as this chart for does your partner know you have a mental illness? The same thing for does your partner know you take medication for your mental illness? And it's 50-50. And if you take medication, I'm not a fan of the medication. The shit didn't work for me, you know what I'm saying? But it may work for you. But at the same time, I'm not a fan of it at all, because I'm just not a fan of big pharma for nothing. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? And I do what I have to do to make sure that I'm able to go out here and function. And it works a whole lot better than being on a lot of that medicine. Because a lot of those head meds, if you look at the prescriptions, the names of these medicines, right? And you go to the side effects, a lot of the side effects are suicide, depression, hunger, your goddamn dick ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Just all type of wild shit. It's like, damn, I took hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I was on Zoloft and another medicine. I can't think of the name of it, but you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, that shit didn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? It was to the point to where whenever I would have sex, my ex-wife would know, like, you didn't take your medicine. You know what I'm saying? Because you doing the fool, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You doing the fool. You take your medicine. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like, well, shit. When I'm on the medicine, I don't be feeling like having no sex. The shit just drains the mood. But when I'm off that medicine, I'm a motherfucking fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm all up in you like a wee dinner. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Off the medicine, I ain't feeling it. I mean, on the medicine, not feeling that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? But but off the medicine, all up in you like a wee dinner. You know what I'm saying? That's how the TRILLPILL was, man. But yeah, for shit show. I'm just telling y'all, that no, man, I ain't a fan of it just because of Big Pharma and how Big Pharma just fuck up everything and how they just fuck with the people and they don't really tell people the truth about what the medications really are. What does that big ass word mean? What is the origins of these words? What can you know what I'm saying? What is the side effects? And are you, I feel like those medications drive people to do worse shit than they would have done without the medicines. You feel me? So, like I said, I'm not going to read you the whole article. Like I said, it has a pyramid right here, being there in a time of need. This is a great detail, a great article, and I want y'all to read, man. Yeah, so I'm going to leave the link in the description box because it's just great. Like I said, I'm not gonna read the whole thing because we'll be here all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? But you want to make sure that you take care of your relationships and that you have to understand if you want a long, healthy relationship, you have to take care of your mental health. You have to be there for the person that you say you're there for. If you say you're there forever, if you say you cut for them, then actually cut for them and don't leave them in a time where they feel like they need the most help. That's what happened to me. I felt like I needed them, you know what I'm saying? Like I needed help and I got, you know what I'm saying, got dead phone. I got served papers. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a mutual agreement and you know what I'm saying, like shit. I'm under the impression that I'm thinking shit, we both need to go get this. And it was like, no, nigga, just you, because you are the problem. And it's like, well, I don't want to be blamed for all this shit. I'm not being blamed. And hey, she wasn't trying to hear that, so it's what it is. But that's how shit can fall out of these type of occurrences. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna go to a little small commercial break, man. We got my boy, man, my partner, my roommate from Oklahoma City. You know what I'm saying? And I went to Langston, Oklahoma, man. I was fortunate to have some great roommates, man. And a couple of my roommates, man, they did some music. You know what I'm saying? The other one, he does radio. I'm going to have him on here soon. But shout out to Centennial, a.k.a. Sin City at Langston University, man. Room 824 was in the goddamn door. You feel what I'm saying, man? Shout out to y'all. But anyway, my boy Fiddle B, look him up on all social media platforms out there in Oklahoma City. Shout out to OKC, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. And this is his track. I like that. Straight for the Valentines Day vibes, you feel me? So Fiddle B, I like that. And I'll be right back, man. Don't touch that. That's the Trill Pill, man. Much love.
You've been texting and all that shit. You finally got your chance. My rules are simple. If you want to fuck with me, break them. There's consequences. 1, it's no phones when you're with me. 2, you refer to me as daddy. 3, you don't speak to no one else but me. 4, you do everything that I say. You understand?
Yes, Daddy.
Alright, I like that. Get in. You been talking all that shit for a minute? Let's see what this dick like. I'm trying to see what that pussy like, though. Ooh. I kiss you, you kiss me back. I like that. I fuck you, you fuck me back. I like that. I'm going deep. Put that pussy to sleep. I like that. You texting all this shit, you better throw it from all this dick. You gotta look it for you sticking. Eat the pussy from the side. That's my sexual addiction. Get you wet and cuff you to the bed. Pussy squirting, make a mess. Pull it out, I need some net. I'm in the nut around, don't be scared. I don't be playing around with my socks. I don't be playing around with my socks. I don't be playing around with my socks. I kiss you, you kiss me back. I like that. I fuck you, you fuck me back. I like that. I'm going deep. Put that pussy to sleep. I like that. I'm in it raw, rip off your bra, I suck them titties. Fuck that condom, but ain't no problem, want you to fit it. I'm all in your soul, I'm the gold. When I stroke, get on top, take control, rock the boat. Like a Leo, work the middle, make you shiver. I'm drilling you fast, you calling me daddy, pussy monster, I'm a savage, yeah. Flip you over, punish you from the back, flip you over, yeah. Let me see that ass clap, yeah. I kiss you, you kiss me back, I like that. I fuck you, you fuck me back, I like that. I'm going deep, put that pussy to sleep. I like that. I like that, she like that, I like that, I like that, huh?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Fiddle B, man. Y'all go check his music out on all streaming platforms, man. Like I said, all his socials will be in the description box, man. Shout out to Fiddle B, man. That shit right there is definitely something you want to cut on when you with your boo thing and y'all riding, you know, so you got your hand on her thigh and you in the whip, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you feel me? So shout out to Fiddle B, man. You know what I'm saying? My old roommate at the great Langston University. You feel me? Shout out to everybody, all HBCUs out there, man. So we back, right? Real quick. Origins of Valentine's Day. Now, I know you may think Valentine's Day is all about hearts and buying expensive gifts and shit like that, but this shit ain't really about that. Of course, you should know that this is a pagan holiday. You know what I'm saying? I have a couple articles, give you a little backdrop of the history. You feel what I'm saying? It was you know what? I just give you the rundown of it, right? This article is from The Big Smoke. Sean Davis is the journalist who wrote this article. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sean Davis, man. Shout out to him writing the article, man. This shit was dope. I got another one too from the Wall Street Journal. That's a little bit later. I don't know. Put the little music on in the background. Since we're talking about Valentine's Day. But anyway, tradition is a funny thing. It can take a desperate chant created to beg the gods to stop the mindless deaths that was sang in the depths of the worst plague in human history and turn it into a harmless rhyme sung to children to help them nap at daycare, i.e., ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, we all fall down. How our modern Valentine's Day came about is very similar. To find the origin, we have to go back to the Romans. They had this guy named Februus, and to celebrate him, a festival was held on the 13th to the 15th of his month, February. Originally, this was a festival of ritual purification, and this meant washing away your evils with water. Ritually washing your evils away through Roman filter became dancing around naked and drunk in the rain. I'm going to say that shit again. Ritually washing your evils away through the Roman filter became dancing around butt-ass naked and drunk in a motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Juice got me loose going off Patron around that bitch. But anyway, some historians connect the root of Februata to Februus, you know what I'm saying, or the Latin word fever or fervor. All right. Days of drunken debauchery with the intent to work yourself into a fervor in order to purify yourself and purge evil in the society somehow became the Feast of Lupercalia. This really occurred because the people who lived in the area before the founding of Rome had a festival to worship the wolf in this time of year before February was even added to the calendar. The celebration of Februus just happened to fall on the same time of year. So like many other pagan holidays, many other customs and rites were absorbed. Why wouldn't the Romans love a great celebration of wolves. After all, their founders, Romulus and Remus, were breastfed by one. And you seen that right. The nigga was breastfed by wolves. That shit was crazy. The purification celebration, along with the worship of the wolf, mutated into a Roman holiday of sacrificing wolves, dogs, and goats, stripping the hide off of them, and then beating the women in the city with bloody strips. I'm gonna say that shit again. The purification celebration, along with the worship of the wolf, mutated into a Roman holiday of sacrificing wolves, dogs, and goats, stripping the hide off of them, and then beating the women in the city with bloody strips. Can you make a guess why the official color of the holiday is red? As you can see right here, this is exactly what they were doing, exactly how it looked. As you can see, these pagans have strips of wolf dog and whatever the hell in their hands, and they beat the women all across the town. I can't make this shit up. Now, at the beginning of this 3-day orgy and drunk fest, there was a lottery where men drew women's names from a jar. Then that women belonged to that man for the rest of the feast, longer if it was a good match. Like I said, I'm gonna read that shit again. I'm gonna bring it back. At the beginning of this 3-day orgy and drunk fest, there was a lottery where men drew women's names from a jar. Then that women belonged to that man for the rest of the feast, longer if it was a good match. So basically, they was around that bitch getting drunk, fucking all around, having God knows what type of orgies. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how them pagans, how they get down. You know what I'm saying? You know how they get down. It's historic. But anyway, in the 3rd century of the Emperor Claudius II executed a physician priest named Valentine during one of these festivals. And no one knew if he just really didn't like the name or if it was just one of the big coincidences. But a second priest named Valentine was killed a few years later. So just imagine in your mind a pagan town where they literally whipping the shit out of women with strips of dog and wolf and God knows what, having orgies, getting drunk, and executing people all in one party. Right? Some crazy shit. Now, neither of these dead men had any real impact on the Feast of Lupercalia. That is until 200 years later, when Pope Gelasius the first decided to simply cover this drunken pagan festival with a holy Roman holiday. He is the one who declared February the 14th will be St. Valentine's Day. Who knows which of the men canonized? I hope the first one. You feel what I'm saying? And when it became a Christian holiday, the nudity and the drunkenness mostly stopped, at least in public, because y'all know how the Christians get down. This celebration of debauchery and fertility, this festival of ritual purification, turned into a celebration of love. Today is a Hallmark holiday that compels me to buy flowers in the car for my wife. I don't really need a day to tell me to celebrate my relationship with my significant other, but hell, when in Rome, you know, as he goes down, you got a little satire in here. Now, where's the bloody strips? The bloody wolf hide, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sean Davis, man. This was a dope article, man. Dope article. I have another one for shit show. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna go to a small commercial break. Also, before I go to the commercial break, right? I want y'all to go to Spotify. All right, the TRILLPILL podcast will be on Spotify. We'll be back on Spotify very soon. It is not quite yet. So in the meantime, still go to Podbean. Listen to me on Podbean. Listen to me on YouTube. Go ahead and run that shit up for me. But I also have a playlist curated by yours truly, the TRILLPILL, named Love Your Mental. Go to my community wall in my YouTube and go hit that link. And there is the playlist, man. Look. It's the playlist of some of my favorite love songs and a little bit mixed into to there. You know, it's a little bit of love, a little bit of ratchetness, it's a little bit of haze, a little bit of this. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of trill that's going on, trill love going on in there though. You know what I was saying? Just how we like it. You feel what I'm saying? So Love Your Mental, the playlist is on Spotify right now. Go download that. It's about 8-9 hours worth of music. I might add some more songs. I'm gonna try to drop a playlist frequently. But for days like this, most definitely. You feel me? The Love Your Mental playlist. You feel what I'm saying? And with that being said, man, I got this next track from another one of my partners, man. Straight out the goddamn Triple D, man. After Crook, man, out there in Cali doing this motherfucking thug thizzle out there. This brother makes music, clothes, graphics. I'm pretty sure if you need that nigga to fix your goddamn iPhone, he can fix it. If you need the nigga to goddamn give you some therapy, he can get you some therapy. You feel what I'm saying? But he's a dope artist, man. Very original artist, man. Been doing that shit for a minute, man. And he became a one-man band, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really became everything that he needed that he couldn't outsource. He did it himself. And at this point, he's damn good at it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna find too many artists like this, man. That's out here really, really grinding and doing everything. Really, really pursuing the dream. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see him on your TV screen real soon too. Somewhere in some shape, fashion, or form. He is going to put his fingerprint on the industry. You feel what I'm saying? So without further ado, it's my boy, it's my dog, man. Young Boss Crook. Take your time.
We don't have to tell no one at all. Just keep this between us. We don't have to rush, babe. Oh yeah. We can stay right here before we fall. Just keep this between us. We don't have to rush, babe. Let's take our time.
Can you keep a secret? Please don't lie to me, baby. Won't tell us, so respect your privacy, baby. Yeah, we together, but we not really dating. Don't want nobody knowing about our relations, but baby, trust me, if you walk and talk, all your friends will be in shock and all. They tell about how I made you call the ball. Beat it up, them folk done call the law. Work you out until your legs stop. Bam, bam, made the bed rock. You sweet and fire, baby, red hot. She got me twisted like some dreadlocks. Last time I saw you was a while ago. So take your time, baby, nice and slow. Let me be the reason why you smile and glow. How your prayers like what you smiling for. She got me feeling for a TLC. Really out here chasing waterfalls. Eat that pussy like a BLT. While she give me hit like I'm a soccer ball. Won't tell nobody, baby, not at all. My word is bond, girl, the Lord is my witness. Let's take our time and make this moment infinite. Let's take our time and keep them folks at our business.
We don't have to tell no one at all. Let's keep this between us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I like that joint right there, man. That was Young Boss Crook featuring Keontae. Take my time. Gotta take your time, man. You can't be out here rushing, man. So, put it like this. To cap this whole episode off about love, mental illness, and whatnot, man. I have an article from the Wall Street Journal. This link will also be in the description box. It's not really a long ass article. I read about half of it. All right. Earlier I asked the question, is it love or mental illness? That closer than you think. You know what I'm saying? I got that question from this, but I also asked the same question to my therapist, and we had a very interesting conversation about it, you know, the similarities. And she was like, that's a good question. Because even before I even thought about trying to look up this article, look up that phrase, I thought about that in my mind, like, damn, look at the crazy shit that we done seen love make people do. You know what I'm saying? Passion killings, We don't see snapped. We don't see niggas go ahead and kill every, you know what I'm saying? Kill for, you know, for the sake of their woman, kill the other man, kill, you know what I'm saying? Women killing women and setting shit on fire, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy what love can make you do. So that just made me spawn the question of, well, is love a mental illness or is it something that's like it? So then I typed that shit in Google, and here go these articles, which is crazy because at some point in life, most of us will face a major mental health crisis, and it's called love. Science is beginning to pay more attention to the chemical storm that romantic love can trigger in our brains. Recent studies of brain scans show that being in love causes changes in the brain that are strikingly similar to serious health problems like drug addiction and obsessive compulsive disorder. It doesn't mean love is bad for you. This is a growing body of research that shows how love and lasting relationships are an important determinant in long-term health, and the breakdown of marriage or relationship can exact an enormous toll on a person's well-being. But knowing that love can make you crazy, at least in the short term, gives us clues about how to improve relationships and rekindle the romantic love that first brought a couple together. All right. The brain system involved in romantic love is powerful, says Helen Fisher, an anthropologist at New Jersey's Rutgers University, who has led much of the research into love's impact of the brain. Everything that is going on in the brain, everything that happens with romantic love has a chemical basis. Dr. Fisher has studied love by looking at people's brains using magnetic resonance, magnetic resonance imaging machines. My bad. A recent study also looked at 15 subjects who were deeply in love but were nursing broken hearts. While in a scanner, they viewed neutral pictures of someone they knew before, but for whom they didn't have intense romantic feelings. Then they were shown a picture of their beloved. Beloved, you know what I'm saying, as New York niggas be doing. But anyway, compare. You know what I'm saying? I watch the most battle rap. But anyway, compared with the neutral photos, a lover's picture triggers the dopamine system in the brain, the same system associated with pleasure and addiction. But the brain images of those scorned in love also give us clues as to why the breakdown of a relationship can trigger serious health problems. The subjects dealing with the fair relationship showed activity in the dopamine system, suggesting that they maintain intense feelings for their loved one, but they also showed activity in the brain regions associated with risk-taking, controlling anger, and obsessive-compulsive problems. Notably, the scans showed activity in one part of the brain linked with physical pain. All right, physical pain. Studies in Italy are looking at blood levels of the brain chemical serotonin have suggested that love and mental illness have much in common. They compared serotonin levels of people recently in love, patients with obsessive compulsive disorder, and a control group that was neither. The researchers found out that love-struck participants showed a drop in serotonin levels similar to those with obsessive compulsive problems. Using brain scans to study emotional changes is still a new science, but the images signal the potential toll of relationship problems. It's not a good combination, notes Dr. Fisher. You're feeling intense romantic love. You're willing to take big risks. You're in the physical pain, obsessively thinking about a person, and you're struggling to control your rage. You're not operating with your full range of cognitive abilities. It's possible that part of the rational mind shuts down. Now, how many times we've seen people be crazy in love? You know what I'm saying? We don't seen people take all type of amounts of disrespect and physical harm and emotional harm and mental harm just for the sake of, oh, I love her. Oh, I love him. Oh, I love that bitch, man. She, you know what I'm saying? I love him and that, you know what I'm saying? Like we done seen women and men go goddamn me crazy, or because they thought they loved or loved somebody else, thought somebody else loved them, or they loved somebody else so much that they also shit like, if I can't love that person, nobody can. How many women have we seen that be like, if they can't love that man, nobody can? How many brothers have we seen that say, if I can't have her, no other nigga can have her? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy shit. I know y'all seen Snap. I know y'all seen everything else. Shit's crazy. But that just sums up the whole concept of love being somewhat parallel to a mental illness. Crazy, right? The dramatic changes evident on the brain scans may help explain bizarre behavior that is often associated with love. It can also help explain why marital problems are such a serious health worry. Studies show that people in troubled relationships are more likely to suffer from anxiety, depression, and high blood pressure. For most people, the intensity of romantic love fades with time and is replaced by powerful feelings of attachment. But having an understanding of the brain patterns of the newly in love can teach us how to rekindle romance and boost the health of long-term relationships. Studies show that trying something new with a spouse can go a long way by reigniting love. In one study, couples were assigned a weekly activity that they both found new and exciting, such as sailing or taking an art class. Another group did pleasant but familiar activities, such as dinner with friends. Based on the answers to these tests, relationship tests, the couples doing new things showed far more improvement in the quality of their marriage after 10 weeks than couples who did the same things every week. So switch that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Switch it up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what was shit with Cat Williams? Try this, switch it up. Do that, switch it up. Switch it up. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Rekindle that. You know, you got to keep oxygen on the flame. You got to keep waving the flame. You got to keep throwing wood. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But for real, you got to keep that flame lit. You don't want to let it die out, because once it dies out, it's very hard to get that flame rekindled. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the lesson is that sharing new experiences with your spouse appears to trigger changes in the brain that mimic the early days of being in love. Now, we know that novelty and new experiences engage the dopamine system, and when it's associated with your partner, it creates a link with the partner, says Arthur Aron, a social psychologist at New York Stony Brook University, who conducted the study. It creates a dramatic increase in the sense of passion and romance. You get what I'm saying? The link to this article will also be in the description box below, man. And right there, man, we right on the dot, man. Right where I wanted this to be. All right. Like I said, you guys go make sure you read these articles. Y'all make sure that y'all go follow like every video I'm posting of these artists. Like I said before, their socials will be in my description box, man. Y'all make sure y'all go follow them, and y'all tell them, man, when y'all get to, hey, TRILLPILL send me here, man. They gonna know exactly who I'm at. Or say, Khalil sent me here, Sneed sent me here. You know what I'm saying? Because they may not know who the TRILLPILL is, but they definitely know who Sneed is, or Kimbo. That was my nickname that they gave me in college. They gave me Kimbo. I don't know why they said I look like Kimbo Slice. I don't know why. I think I'm far more handsome. But hey, it's what it is. Shout out to Kimbo. R.I.P. to the legend. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna punch a nigga down. But look, without further ado, man, we have gotten to the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed the information that I've given out. Make sure you hit those links. Make sure you listen. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe, man. If you want to donate to this platform, please do. Please do. You know what I'm saying? Because we need everything we can get over here at the TRILLPILL to grow and keep giving you guys the information that you need, keep giving you guys the interesting topics that you want to hear, keep growing this platform. And we're going to grow a community full of people who care about mental health. And you know, like I said before, I also want to be able to be a bridge between people and getting a better understanding of mental health and what all this shit means. I'm gonna tell you this right now, I don't know what all this shit means. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. Like I said before, I'm not a psychologist, a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I cannot diagnose you, and I will not diagnose you. You know what I'm saying? That's not my job. But my job is to bring you the information for you to take and start your journey, and along with your journey. And we're going to learn, we're going to grow, and we're going to stay trill and heal together. You dig what I'm saying? Without further ado, drop this right here, man. CashApp is $TRILLPILL. TRILLPILL is the CashApp. If you would like to donate, shout out to everybody who has donated to the platform. I appreciate y'all. I've been able to get brand new microphones, computers, everything is going into this platform, man, and improving. Sooner or later, I'm gonna be starting getting some interviews in, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature, man, and continue on to the TRILLPILL podcast, baby. We back, you know what I'm saying? We back. Go follow the YouTube page. I'm on there streaming, gaming, streaming. I'm gonna do more reactions on my YouTube page, a little bit more than that, and a lot of shit. The TRILLPILL YouTube page is the hub for the podcast, for the TRILLPILL gaming, for the reactions, for whatever the hell else I do on there. The TRILLPILL YouTube page is going to be the hub for that. And I'll be doing some lives and things like that soon. Just some random lives about mental health, maybe about hot topics, you know what I'm saying? Just all type of different shit that just whatever y'all want to do, man. If you guys have any suggestions, please hit me up on my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook. Don't matter, whichever one you can get to, hit me up. If you see me out here in the YouTube streets, make sure you hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit me up, man, because I'm always open to suggestions, collaborations. You know what I'm saying? I'm open. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to grow this along with build a team of people who want to grow their platforms also. I'm here to help. I'm here to facilitate. You know what I'm saying? So let's grow together. Let's go out here and monetize these messages, these great messages that we have. Let's monetize them, and let's preach and teach and reach. You know what I'm saying? Each of them. You feel what I'm saying? So without further ado, I'm going to end this off with one of my favorite songs off of KO's album, Sincerely, right? And these one of the songs where, you know what I'm saying, as soon as I heard it, I said, oh, I got to get me a little dip. I can find me a little freak dip. You know what I'm saying? A little freak dip to grab by the hip. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? A little freak dip to grab by the hip and kiss her lips. Both of them. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I exactly did. And this was definitely a mood setter, a panty wetter. You feel what I'm saying? And the video is fire too, which is what I got for you right now. So this is KO, aka the illest bitch alive, man. IBA, KO, representing. All right, in Oklahoma. You're gonna see her down there in Oklahoma City. You're gonna see her in Tulsa and surrounding areas, surrounding states. Be on the lookout. Go follow her Spotify. All that good shit will be down in the description box. All right. This is KO with Low and Cabaret. And I'm the TRILLPILL. You know my slogan. Monumental to be monumental. Stay trill and heal. And most of all, stay mentally trill. I love y'all. God bless. Salute. I'm out this bitch.
I love you. Love you. Love you. Oh, man, it's the chronic.
Keep it on the low for me, low for me, low for me. I say keep it on the low for me, low for me, low for me. You know I had to fall back, wait for a minute, had to adjust my face, cause you in it while you always wrong when you tripping. Okay, I'll just wait till you finish. I don't want your friends in my business. I say pipe down, I guess you don't know the difference. I get so deep, distracted when you switch it, cause it's so fat. You know, I just gotta like you, cause you nasty, nasty. You ain't shit though if you ask me. I'ma smack it when you pass me. You tripping on some shit from last week. Look, let me help you take your clothes off. Get my attention, cause my phone off. You know I like it when you
Show off. Keep all my secrets when you roll off. Come through, take it off for me. Come through, take it. Come through, take it. Come through, take it off for me. Come through, take it. Come through, take it. Come through, take it off for me. Come through, take it. Come through, take it. Come through, take it off for me. Come and take it off. Come and take it off. Come and take it off. I ain't never seen nobody who had a body like your body. I want you to, I want you to, I want you to, I want you to come and take it off for me. Come through, take it. Come through, take it. Come through, take it off for me. Come and take it off. Come and take it off. Come and take it off.
I ain't never seen nobody who had a body like your body. Come through, take it. Come through, take it. I want you to take it. Come through, take it. Come through, take it off for me.